What'd you just call me? Hey. Well, this is September 3rd, and this is a video I want to get out there. Joe Beeb had put out the video, or a response to a video, about Floyd Mayweather and how he went on this big rant about Manny Pacquiao. Talked more smack than you could shake a stick at. And a lot of people were asking the question, is it racist? Now, in response, some of the comments that I saw there, number one, Mayweather has never said he was a classy fighter. You see, or a classy person. He's never said that. He's rough, he's gruff, he talks smack like nobody's business. James Toney does it all the time. It's a part of fighting, is smack talking. Part of anything. It's in sports. People belittle their opponent to make them feel less than whatever. And, they just talking smack, man. But let's go over it. Now, what would be considered, what is considered racist when a guy is talking about something? If I said I'm going to whoop someone's ass so bad that they're going to want to get a different job, am I suddenly making fun of Mexicans or Latinos or something like that because of a stereotype that maybe they don't work or something? Are we looking that deep into shit like that? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're going to take a comment that's made and break it down and try and find something inside that comment? Or I'm going to bust you so hard in your eye that shit's going to swell shut? And you're like, whoa, wait a second, he said that to an Asian guy. So he must be saying because he has a little bit on the eyes there. I do too, because I might have smoked too much weed. Anyway, you start saying that stuff, and does that come off as racist? Is that a racist comment? If I say I'm going to punch you in the lip so damn big you're going to bleed to death, or it's going to swell so big it's going to be bigger than your head, who am I making fun of then? Is that, you see what I'm saying? I'm going to bust you so hard in the lip it's going to swell up to the size of a football. Am I making fun of somebody, or am I just talking smack? Now it's, for people with big lips. That's all I'm saying, man. I mean, the thing is when you're talking smack, you always go to physical features about somebody. You're always going to talk about, oh, he's got a big nose, or he's fat, he's skinny. I hear fat comments all the time. Beady eyes, he's knock-kneed. He's got big teeth, or, small penis. Whatever it is. You're talking smack about somebody. You're not directing it toward an entire culture about it. You're talking about that person. Now, when he was talking smack, and he was saying, kept calling him Poochie. He was Poochie. Talking about Pacquiao, and he just called him Poochie. Well, I looked at the Urban Dictionary, because I educate myself on words, and I have a vast vocab of that kind of stuff. And when he's talking about Poochie, was that the character on Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons? He was called Poochie. Is that derogatory to all Filipinos? I don't think so. Poochie is an older woman or a woman that's in those old women jeans. They got the pooch. I'm talking? Anyway, is it a slang term for women? Is it a nasty smell? Is it the hoochie? Is it the vagina? You see what I'm saying? Is it an Irishman with a lot of tattoos? I know, it came out of nowhere, right? But it's in the Urban Dictionary, man. They cover a lot of stuff. I'm just saying. None of that qualified, really. I mean, he's just talking smack, calling a guy Poochie. What if he would have just said bitch? Would that have been better? Punk-ass bitch or something like that? Would that have appeased people? You start looking at, now, he called him, the Poochie thing, and then he started talking about his size, and he said midget. Now, that's a derogatory term toward little people. It's little people now. It's not midget, it's little people. And I think if you're under 4'8", you fall into that category. So he was making fun of them. He wasn't making fun of Filipinos when he said midget, when he called them a midget. You should have said little people. I'm telling you this now. So that wasn't a derogatory term. Now, when he said he was going to cook him rice and all that, so he's going to whoop him so bad he's going to have to cook his meal. It's going to be rice, it's going to be sushi and stuff. No, he is turning toward that Asian culture. And that's their food. That's what they, if you ask anybody, what is the big consistency of a Korean or Japanese or Chinese or Vietnamese or, Filipino diet? Rice is big in their diet. And there's a lot of seafood in there. because they're on peninsulas or on islands and stuff, okay? So he is saying that stuff, but is that racist? This is what I'm trying to get out there. Is that racist? If someone came up to me and goes, hey, after I whoop your ass, you're going to have to cook me some meatballs. Is that suddenly racist? I mean, I'm fantastic at cooking meatballs. I'd be like, how did this guy even know I was that good at cooking meatballs? You know, but did he say, oh, well, because I'm Italian, now he's stereotyping me. That makes it racist? You see what I'm saying? There's certain levels. Did he take it that way? Now, nowhere in there did I hear him talk about color or anything at all like that. I didn't hear yellow or any of that. So if you did, please put in the minute there or the exact time when he said it so I can go back and listen. I might be hard of hearing, or at least I try to make my wife believe that. You see what I'm saying? So now, let's see. Now, I brought up about eating cats and dogs. Now, once again, I spent a year in Korea, and they eat dogs over there, bro. There are miles, not miles, but blocks of cages stacked 7 high, go down both sides of the thing, that are stacked with dogs. 20 dogs in a cage you would normally put like 3 in. And I saw it, and we ate dog when I was in Korea. So he's not lying about that in their culture. They eat dog. It is a delicacy there. If you look in them countries, they use all their area for land. Either they're farming on it or living on it. And there's not a lot of cows around. They need a meat sustenance, so they eat dogs. They're plentiful and they grow up big quick, and they're not that bad tasting. But I'm just saying, is that all of a sudden, because he brings that part of the culture up, that is fact, does that make it racist? Or is that something you just don't want to hear? I mean, the lady came out and started beating us with the broom because we were filming this stuff, you know? They were kind of upset at us. But I'm just saying, does that make it racist? At what point is it, you know, he's not just talking smack, that it becomes racist? I'm just asking the question. These words didn't come out of my mouth. I mean, I didn't do the rant. He did the rant. I'm just bringing this out to you. I mean, and he threw cats in there, and I don't know about that. And then he went on and he started talking about how Pacquiao's scared of needles, but yet he gets a tattoo every fight, which is in reference to the fact that he would not take the blood test up until the day of the fight. He brings it up. And he starts talking more smack about the records, 3 losses, 2 draws. He keeps throwing up there, and Manny Pacquiao has 3 losses and 2 draws. Mayweather has none of those. So he's bringing that up. Then he said he made a comment that he must not be able to read English, you know, the comments. And he's Filipino. Maybe he doesn't know. I can't read Filipino, if that's the, you know, the terminology there for their what's in the textbooks. But I can't read it if it was put in front of me. And he was talking about signed contracts, how he signed a contract for Nike for 70 grand, and he signed one for Reebok for 3 weeks and made $1 million. So he said he signed a bad contract, didn't know, and then that's on his manager as well. And he talks about his real name, says his name's not even Manny, it's Emmanuel. And then he makes fun of it. And who didn't make fun of kids' names when they were growing up? But is that racist? Is that racist? I don't think so. I'm just throwing this out there. And he talked about him popping his pellets. The drug reference to drug use, doing the steroids and stuff like that. So when I reviewed the video, and I've watched it 3 times now, I didn't hear yellow. I didn't hear, you know, like any like a chink or a gook, or I didn't hear any of those comments being made that could be perceived as racist. So tell me if it was racist or not. Tell me what your definition of racist is. Let me know. I mean, because it seems like people's thing changes. It depends on who says it, what is being said, and how it is. I mean, the biggest, worst stereotype there is when somebody looks across the ring and they see they're fighting a white guy, they're like, oh, I've got this one easy. That's not stereotype. That's not racist. You see what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden you see a race that's across from you and you deem them less at a certain sport or a certain area. You see what I'm saying? So think about that before you bash me in the comments. But please leave a comment. You know, rate, subscribe if you feel like you must. That would be awesome. But let me know what we're doing with this. Let me know what we're dealing with here. You know, was it really racist, or was it just a hardcore smack talk fest? Okay? Let me know. And if it was, point out the parts that you thought were racist. That would be kind of a defining moment there. And then I will put out another vid maybe a week later or 2 weeks later after everybody's calmed down a little bit. And then we'll go over what could have been said different, or or something like that. If anything, I think little people should be most offended out of this whole video. Yeah. Okay? Well, hey, this is Bigragu. I'm out. Keep punching.